Hey, I'm Brandon, and today we are checking out the Fox Racing Bomber gloves. These are geared towards dirt riders out there, whether you're going to the motocross track or hitting the trails. This is something that's going to give you a good amount of protection, especially around the knuckle area. So if you're punching trees like I tend to do out there on the trails, or you're just trying to protect your hand from roost, right, that stuff can get pretty gnarly out there on the track. So this is going to be a great option for those riders. I will say I do have a bit of a caveat with the knuckle. I'll get into more of that in just a moment, but before I do want to talk about the overall fit. So I typically wear a size large in most of my riding gloves. I measure just over 8.75 inches around the full circumference of my hand. I am wearing a large now, and it is nice and snug. Everything feels comfortable, and I like the way it fits. However, the knuckle is a bit uncomfortable. That's my only caveat with these gloves. It's got this flat material underneath it, and I think if it had a little bit of articulation, a little bit of curvature, I should say, with the knuckles, I think it'd make it that much more comfortable. So what I would say for most, if you're utilizing this in the trail riding application, I'd say it feels about a half size small. And to accommodate the, how uncomfortable this knuckle is, I'd probably go up a size if you're in between two sizes when you get your measurements. It's not a total deal breaker, but for me, riding in the trails, I'm usually out there for 5 to 6 hours. I don't think this is something I could comfortably use all day long for that application. If I'm at the motocross track, sure, I'm doing my, sessions out there, 10, 15-minute sessions, depending on your track organization. I think, it'd be perfectly fine for that application because I'm coming back into the pits. I can tear my gloves off, relax a little bit, and wait for my next session. But it is just a little bit uncomfortable. I hope on the next iteration of these gloves that they do update the knuckle. I think it'll be highly effective as far as the comfort goes, just giving that a little bit of a, articulation, or maybe split the knuckle, something like that. Just to update that knuckle will make it far more comfortable glove for riders out there for any prolonged amount of use. Coming in around 70 bucks, 5 different color options, and you've got small to 4XL in the size range, so plenty of sizes around there. Let's talk about some of the details. Right here, we've got that neoprene lined around the wrist. Very low profile, very easy to throw these gloves on. Simple Velcro tab. I like that. Don't have a lot of material going on. I like everything very low profile. Plenty of stretch. And surrounding that knuckle, we've got this perforated goat leather to help with the overall airflow that these gloves are going to provide. And as we continue working our way past the knuckle, you can see some of these, hard TPU inserts. And I will say this isn't a, true carbon. It's just a TPU with a carbon overlay. And I wouldn't expect it to be full carbon at 70 bucks. So just wanted to note that. And as we continue working our way down the fingers, a little bit of stretch, TPR on the tops, plenty of stretch. This feels perfectly fine manipulating my controls, just a slight discomfort with the knuckle. Again, I don't want to harp on it too much, but just keep it in mind if you're interested in checking these gloves out. Some people, it might not be such a deal breaker. For me, using so many gloves on the market and testing out so many different dirt gloves, it was something I noticed right away. Now, working our way over to the inside of the palm here, I do love the silicone grip. Nice thick grip here. We've got 3 strips and it's fairly thick. Some gloves out there only give you a small strip or just a little pad there. So I like how, how much coverage you're getting with that silicone. That's definitely going to help you grip your controls. A little bit of perforation here on the fingers as well, just to help with the overall breathability. And this is just some suede reinforcement on the inside of the palm here. This is a high wear area, right? So any additional reinforcement is going to be nice to have, but it's a fine line, right? If you overdo it, then it's going to take away from the feel of your control. So I think it's very subtle, but I think it's something that is going to be effective, right? I like that it's low profile because it doesn't take away from that tactile feel that I'm always going to be looking for with my dirt gloves. I like the amount of protection here. I like that it's low profile. I just want that knuckle updated, and these would be an absolute home run for me, especially considering this particular price point. Again, Fox, if you're watching this, hopefully on the next iteration we can see an update there. I think a slight knuckle update, and I think we'll be good to go. For those of you out there looking for more details, click that info button. That'll take you over to the product page. And as always, if you have any additional questions about these gloves or maybe some alternative options that you might be looking at, don't hesitate to reach out to our customer service team. They're all riders, more than happy to get you pointed in the right direction. Thanks for hanging out with us for a bit, taking a closer look at the Fox Racing Bomber gloves. I'm Brandon. Keep it pinned.